Unmute this. And boom.
We are here.
Live on YouTube. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I didn't even look at this camera, but it's set up. That's what we got. We blocked it out. We didn't even look at it. We got the markings now.
Oh, yeah.
Works perfect.
Good morning, people.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, Crypto Warriors, and happy Monday. Welcome back to the Jump into Crypto episode 126. Today is Monday, March 19th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
10-ish.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Free Bitcoin winner. Who do we have from last time?
So our free Bitcoin winner is Canadian Crypto. Thanks for your comment regarding.
I saw that. That was pretty good.
Regarding the tax code and kind of weaved in, how Sherman, they have this old way of thinking that everything has to, rely on this tax code from, archaic times. So thanks for that comment. I already sent you that free Bitcoin. And like I said, I think somebody else, they had a good comment, but it was a Ethereum address. Make sure you're putting Bitcoin public addresses whenever you do these comments.
We're giving out that BTC, people. Yep. Giving out that gold.
And also for my Facebook people, make sure you comment on YouTube. That's what we're giving it away, is on YouTube. So
there we go.
Thank you for that, for everybody who commented.
What was the gist of that comment? Do you remember?
We asked
Let's this camera up here.
What do you think about the different tax codes that are coming out now, based on some of the news that we got, and is it good? Is it bad? For Ned Flanders people out there, it's probably pretty good for them. But for some other people, most of the people I've talked to are like taxes, or it's up to the person. But honestly, if you got a couple thousand of them, then nobody's looking at you. But yeah, that's how it goes. And thank you for that comment, my man.
What's going on? Glow Incorporated, A1 Dubs, Federico, Ramo, Malik, Simone. Yeah, you missed the last couple of shows. We done got this 2.0 going for a while now. Come on.
Oh yeah.
No, good stuff. Also want to give a shout out to everybody who listens and downloads the podcast for sure. That podcast has already reached over 1,000 downloads in 30 states.
Oh yeah.
We are rolling. Next up, we're spotting iHeartRadio. We may be able to get on that platform as well in another 2 or 3 weeks. So
absolutely.
Podcast is rolling. Again, you can hear us on Google Play, iTunes Music Podcast, as well as Spotify.
Oh yeah,
so
we on Spotify, man. Never thought I'd see the day.
Right?
Download
myself. Crazy. That is pretty funny, actually.
Oh yeah.
All right, on to the news. Let's go ahead and get that great article came up. Thanks to Alec G. Look at that. Boom.
Oh yeah.
Here on CoinDesk, you can see Carney on eve of G20. Cryptos don't pose risk to financial stability. So one of the things we've already been talking about since the year started that was coming up was going to be the G20 conference, G20 summit. In Argentina, it has kicked off. They already told international members to come ready with crypto notes because they would be discussing it. What is going on over at G20, and what is Carney talking about?
Well, overnight, if you were watching the markets, the news came in prior to the G20 meeting that Mark Carney, who is Bank of England governor, he actually stated that crypto is so small it poses no risk whatsoever to the financial markets, so they're not looking to regulate it or even discuss it. I think they have bigger problems than crypto, which, like I said, he obviously agrees with it because financial stability is hilarious, because I think this meeting is really going to be about how do they solve the problems, that we're having economically, because a lot of people can see, the writing on the wall. Also how internationally they can solve other stuff, but it's bigger stuff than crypto. It looks good because, you don't want to fall for the okie doke, but it looks good right now.
Right.
Simply because they came out and said it, before the summit, so it wouldn't be this whole 2 days worth of what's going to happen, what do they think about it, sort of how the Senate hearing was, where people were up at arms, the price plunge. But we did see a 17% bounce as soon as that news slid in. And like I said, if you watch the markets, you can see how people react to news, as well as just from a pure TA standpoint, people are waiting at different levels to buy. So good news there from Mark Carney.
And then, again, we kind of talk about this when it comes to the United States. The real reason why, the White House, the Trump administration, no one's mentioned Bitcoin is because when you mention it, it is literally all the way real, all the way in your face. So I don't expect, any country at G20 to really come out with the truth like, oh, my God, like, we're done.
Yeah.
We are done as governments, as banks. Yeah. We are done. They can't do that. If they, it's kind of like a parent. If a parent were to come home screaming and going crazy, then of course the kids are going to start screaming, crying, and going crazy too, because they're like, oh my God, like they're supposed to be in charge. So at this G20 conference, you have international leaders, at least the ones that's in the good old boys club. Not the ones that we don't get along with, of course. But yeah, so they're all there. You can't have any main country. You can't have the UK, the US, Russia, or somebody say this and this thing is getting major. It's real. We need to do something about it. No, you have to say it isn't a problem to the economy. Nothing's happening. You have the, all these bearish sentiment marks. But I mean, follow the paperwork, follow the money. They're still taxing it for real, aren't they? Yeah. So it must be real.
It must be real.
It must be real.
And,
so
Mark Carney, he bought the dip. He was like, "When we put this news out right after I buy around 7,600."
Right, basically.
Then boom, there goes the price. But yeah, good news in the crypto space so far. We'll see.
Yeah, that's right, Sergeant Crypto. He says he's a crypto lover on the low. He wants it to win and destroy fiat. That's right. And then Matt P asks us, when are we re-entering Bitcoin? As I put down in the messages, we never exited. We are long-term bullish on Bitcoin. Throughout the day, we might try to trade when we can. Even though right now is not the best time to trade alts. It's actually just sitting on your Bitcoin. But we don't bounce in and out too much because if that thing in December happens again, if last year happens again, where that the price of Bitcoin just literally shoots up overnight, you can't re-enter the market, then you're really gonna be sick.
Oh yeah.
And the problem with that is, we saw it correct this time, but the next time if it blows past 20K, 30K, 40K, and it doesn't come back down, you're really gonna be sick. So we don't play around bouncing in and out. We try to stay in.
It's gonna be a hot summer.
It's gonna be a hot summer. That's right.
But
the exit, well, Bitcoin's they call one of his exits at $1 million. Mine's a little bit higher than that.
Long-term exit is $1 million.
I mean, don't get me wrong, people. If it's it's bills be paid and all that, and we'll jump on that. But no, we try not to touch the crypto we have in there. That's just to remain there until it gets dark and dusty, and we forget about it one day. And they were like, "Hey, remember that one buy?" Yeah. Tom Lee predicts Bitcoin to reach 91,000 by March 2020. Based on performances after dips. I think we were just talking about that.
Yeah. Basically, if you mark the percentages that's gained after a decline, which right now we're in a 56% decline, I believe, maybe even a little bit more than that. But yeah, the recoveries usually, if you predict the price, like I said, a lot of people are calling for 50K, 100K this year. Like we always say, don't worry about the price. But when you do look at it from a trading standpoint, it is good to mark historically what's happened because, like we said, we've never seen this technology before. So we only have a small sample size of, history. What can we use? So the little bit you do have, it is good to see that. So Tom Lee's a believer. You bet that.
Yeah, Tom Bay said G20 news was a non-event and the rebound was weak. It's going down. I say, although he makes valid points about volume, he's slightly salty as he missed the entry and now spreads FUD.
Yeah, I mean, he's like I said, Tom Bay's, he has this thing going. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong, but like I said, he does bring up valid points. However, like we said, this recovery is not, we're out the water. It's bullish again. It's just that's what happens with good news usually. So
yeah, I mean, again, a lot of weekends are shaking out people this last few months, so it may take some time, but the trajectory has not changed.
Don't be that guy.
Mastercard open to not anonymous state-issued cryptocurrencies. All other junk. So Mastercard is coming out saying, this is a perfect thing for it too. This cartoon is amazing.
That's them right there.
Right. Mastercard is receptive to the idea of using central bank issued national digital currencies in the future, according to the co-president of Mastercard's Asia Pacific business, the Financial Times reported, as you can see here. I read Soccer said, so long as it's backed by a regulator and the value is not anonymous, it is meeting all the regulatory requirements, I think that would be of greater interest for us to explore. Of course, this is one of the leaders of the diddly game. I mean, that is quite clear.
Yeah.
And I expect to see more of this. This is the push you're going to get. This is the next level where finally, okay, we can't control it. Well, you know what? Every big business the government can control. If you all do anything with crypto, we're coming down on you.
KYC.
Hence ICOs, hence Facebook banning ads, Google banning ads. All this stuff is coming along because the government can't control everybody from buying it, but they will control the onboarding and offboarding and the mechanisms to actually use it.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and there's some people with some credit cards out there that basically, if they can use Bitcoin that way, they'll jump into it. They don't get the technology side of it. But that quick credit card for them as a bridge to the real cryptocurrency or a way to use it is, okay. But at the same time, it's still centralized. Mastercard would have a private blockchain probably. They have 30 patents already pending to try and use this technology, which I don't know how you patent open source technology.
Right.
However, if they had, sort of a dual business where you could cash out Bitcoin to the credit card as well as you could use the credit card to buy Bitcoin, Yeah, it could work business-wise. However, like I said, if you're storing it somewhere on their servers or if they're storing Bitcoin for you, then like I said, it's centralized at that point. So
here's
deal with it.
Great comment right here. Dear Mastercard, I don't think you understand the point of crypto at all. Keep trying.
Exactly.
No, they do, but again, it's one of those things where they're clearly working with the government regulators.
Let us track you.
yeah, I saw that. Let us track. I mean, what's crazy though is the fact that a centralized blockchain, a non-anonymous, crypto that follows all these little made-up rules that other people made up that we didn't agree to. Who will want it? Why is this even a conversation?
Yeah.
It is literally a manipulative currency. Why would you want that? We have that already with the dollar. There's no reason for it to be a government or a central backed digital currency if we still have the dollar. Yeah. We can print as many of those we want. We can make them disappear, come about, the value changes. That's why we have that already. No one wants that anymore. We want crypto. So for places like Mastercard, I mean, again, this would be one of the people that if that's the direction they want to go, I look for to see them go out of business because Ripple's already covering down on that.
Yeah,
you know?
Stellar, it's a few others.
Yeah, Stellar and Ripple. They already said we got the institutions in centralized places. They don't need Mastercard to join in.
Yeah,
and I mean, honestly, Mastercard, like, how are they still around?
Yeah, I mean, most of these businesses we'll see. Really, it's the transaction volume that they can handle. They have servers big enough to handle all the transactions. They have good rapport with businesses. People know them. They have good marketing. But usually, I've always said if something's good, you don't need a commercial for it. So the fact that they have to, market it to people, try and get you on a credit card, try and get you to use it. It's one of and the connection with banks. Like I said, they have partnerships with banks that are not going away. So essentially, if they're going to have something Bitcoin-wise, you're basically having your Bitcoin tracked by a bank or by this payment processor that reports to a bank or to a credit, whatever. Either way, it's like I said, they don't get the point of crypto. That wasn't what it was.
No one is joining the diddly gang.
Yeah.
Give it up.
But people want to make some profit off of it, so they're gonna find their ways. Like you said, they got 30 patents. Come on, man. They're trying to basically make money off any technology you use that's the same. So
right,
whatever, more the same.
Enough of them. They'll be dying a slow death like the rest of the dinos. Unconfirmed report, even though there's been a lot of rumors going around. Twitter is to now ban crypto-related ads in response to regulation concerns in the next 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Wow. Twitter is considering implementing a ban on cryptocurrency-related advertising in 2 weeks. As we said, they haven't responded to a request for a confirmation of the alleged crypto ad bans by press on. Of course they're not. Again, this is one of the things that crypto Twitter has brought Twitter back to life, literally. I mean, it was on his dying, it was on his deathbed. Stock market prices were going down. Nobody was paying attention to it anymore. It wasn't a thing to do. And then crypto Twitter popped up, and it has been rolling strong ever since. So we know for a fact, or we can only assume at least, Twitter definitely doesn't want to do this.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. They definitely don't want to ban ads.
But maybe
Facebook and Google didn't either, honestly. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, say what you want about all the scams, all that out here. These companies in the ecosystem are paying, whether they're scam and criminal companies or whether they're legitimate. They're paying for these ads. So people, I mean, come on, business keeps going. So for these three main services to stop, of course, all U.S. based.
Come on, man. Somebody's in their ear. On the wall. Yeah, exactly. Some senator or some regulators in their ear, like, you already know what you got to do.
Right.
Go ahead and go out there and do it. And then the biggest thing with Twitter too is Jack. He owns Cash App. That's a way for them to get people to buy Bitcoin. But if they can't promote crypto on there, will they choose which crypto companies? Because they said ICOs, wallets, and any token sales or whatnot. So they may have a certain type of crypto ad that you can do, like you can do if you have a company that's has a rapport. But I don't know, it's gonna be kind of weird to see. But I think Twitter price might drop a little bit because of that. But long term, I think they're just trying to clean it up in their eyes. So from a business standpoint, I can see somebody in the ear like, just clean it up, get all the trash out. But as soon as they start choosing what trash is,
and I was just about to go there.
Choose whatever.
So. And again, all this is doing is accelerating, just like we always talk about exchanges, how, hey, when exchanges start messing up and Coinbase is giving all your information to regulators, which I'm sure Gemini and Bittrex is doing as well, all that's doing is propelling people to want to use decentralized exchanges once they're all the way up and running. It's going to be the same thing with Twitter and wherever else. YouTube, all they're doing, Google, Twitter, and YouTube, or Google, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, are just pushing people toward decentralized social media applications. Absolutely. That is what's coming next. We're waiting on. We know we have a few out. We're hoping to jump on DTube here in the next few weeks, which is basically a decentralized YouTube. But like you said, if you start kicking out trash, you got to decide what's trash.
Yep. Who decides it, and then. Yeah.
And not only that, from a business standpoint, I think it definitely was that business and regulation standpoint. Those 80 subpoenas that went out from the SEC.
Yeah.
I mean, the way this is happening, I'm sure these subpoenas went out to Facebook, Twitter, and Google, and they had things along the lines of, if you are promoting fraudulent ICOs, then technically you can be held accountable under penal code, blah, 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 yeah. Right? You know what I mean?
Got something.
And even though they know they can fight it back, it's just one of those things where like, all right, let's look at the business. How much do we really care about this ICO? Yeah. Is the wave going? They had their analysts come in. It's a number crunch because it's definitely a numbers thing. Yeah. And then they stop it. And that's what we're seeing here. But again, this is a slippery slope for the crypto community. For them to decide what gets advertised and what doesn't. It's called do your own research for a reason.
Yeah, and somebody said, Steam will get popular. Yeah, we're on Steam, matter of fact.
Yeah, we're on Steam now as well.
Yeah, because, we've looked at Steam before, but those type of solutions will be popular, especially for people coming, into the crypto market. Like somebody said, Justin Sun can't tweet. Yeah, I've seen people that said, I think some of my tweets are getting shadow banned. They don't show up, hours later.
That's definitely happening with
And I'm pretty sure, if people get tired of that, people will leave. That's one thing about business nowadays, the decentralized world we're going into. If it's not proper and people don't like it, people will leave.
The market will decide. Not these companies. What's going on, Tesla? Thanks for joining us for your first time.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for
the game peeper. Could this be a good thing? The height of Bitcoin is when Google searches were at its highest. Do you think less ads will lead to more Google searches again?
Maybe, but at the same time, Google is getting rid of they're getting rid of crypto ads as well. So the searches you'll be looking for, it won't
show up.
It won't be as in depth. So I mean, I think Google searches for it. They go up usually with the price or whatnot, but at the same time, a lot of people are finding resources and they're storing them on their computers looking for them. Because a lot of people are learning about it now through someone else. So you won't have as much, but
the good thing is that it will keep the price a little lower, a little while longer, so you can keep stacking up on crypto.
Oh yeah.
Because again, we keep saying that the tech isn't going anywhere. It still works.
It's getting even better.
If you see that, I mean, they've tried every attack from almost every angle. All right, they are trying to hit crypto, hit Bitcoins, especially hard every chance they get. We see this literally on a week by week basis, and yet here we are. Here it is. It's still going strong. So no, I think they're literally just going to play themselves in their own business.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Breaking. Trustee of infamous Mt. Gox denies Bitcoin Cash sales affected crypto markets. Everybody was talking about last week, with the whole selling of what it looked like $400 million coming out of Mt. Gox affecting the market and making it dip. They're coming back around saying that it wasn't them. The market is crappy right now regardless.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
I mean, from a psychological standpoint, that actual money may not have crashed it, but psychologically people thought it did, so they sold. Also, when people start selling, people that have automated trading bots, their bots take those signals to sell. And it was in the middle of a bear market anyway. So it's one of those things where nobody's to blame. No one person can blame, the whole market. However, like you said, from a psychology standpoint, you have to know if people get scared, they usually give away their Bitcoin, which is what I call it. They basically just sell it and let me get out right now.
Right here.
So, whatever they say is whatever they say, but who knows at this point,
Large holders sold at a high price, driving the price down on the back of FUD about the Tokyo whale about to dump 160K more Bitcoin because he's been recklessly selling using market orders. All turned out to be complete BS as suspected. Someone else was dumping and manipulating this way. Once you start avalanche, there's no way to control it. Well, again, it kind of goes back to the problem of it's part-time. It's people who really don't believe in it. They're just trying to, make the quick buck, get rich quick scheme. They're jumping in, jumping out. We dealt with a client before who literally put like 20 or 30K into Bitcoin, and literally about a week and a half later, he wanted to he was like, should I sell all my Bitcoin and all this other stuff? We're just like, dude, it's been a week and a half.
A week and a half. Yeah.
Like, where else can you even discuss a type of return like that in a week and a half?
Yeah.
So it is those people who have a lot of money who are putting 50K, 100K, 200K plus in off a whim without doing any real research because their friend told them about whatever new ICO that you have to buy in the next 2 hours or it's going to be too late. And they go in and they buy it or they do whatever. And the next thing you know, they realize they got 300K sitting in crypto. The price is like slowly dropping, but they freak out, and because you got to remember, 5%, 10% of 300K or 400K, that's a lot of money, you know. So they panic sell at a lower price, and this is what you're seeing right now. After one person do it, a lot more people do it. You have these investment groups with a bunch of people who have a lot of money who don't know what they're doing still. They just have a lot of capital. So now you're talking about 10, 20 mil, and they're doing the same thing. And this just keeps going to keep going on a global scale. And this is why you see the price where it's at right now. I mean, you got to remember, too, the same people who are panic selling in these weekends, these are the same people who could not stop screaming Ripple, Litecoin, and Bcash literally 3 months ago. Yeah. So that is what you're seeing in the price. We have to shake that out, and I think it's a good thing. I literally think it's a great thing. Right. I want this price to stay like this and shake out as many people as possible for as long as possible, because when that next bull run comes back, that's going to actually be the real price we're going to
rage FOMO. People are going to be angry. They're going to buy, because everybody says they would have bought at a lower price if they see it, but everybody doesn't buy at a lower price when they see it. Trust me. Right. That's when they get the most scared. And so, you know, been doing this a while, so you can see literally the sentiment on Twitter, on different platforms, the way people are trading or putting up charts. It changes in an instant. Like, there are people already, as soon as, you know, one little bounce happened this morning, euphoric, like, oh, it's back. I was like, come on, man, you got get some fibs in your life, right? And so, yeah, but you know, right now it's a good shakeout. Got a lot of people out that really just jumped in over Christmas, so good there.
Like Dry Dessert said, BTC is not volatile. It is the U.S. dollar and other fiat currencies that is volatile. Bitcoin is stable. Exactly. Bitcoin, Zay says it all the time. He says one Bitcoin is equal to one Bitcoin. He was like, so I don't know whether math people are using one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Yeah. So again, we're not there yet when it comes to mainstream adoption. People looking at it that way. They still want to believe in the Mastercard. I mean, it's absurd. People still believe in their governments to manage their money when it's clearly they cannot do the job. Clearly they can't. Yeah. People still believe in it. So it's going to take one more big shake in the market, in the traditional market, for people to finally say, oh, wow, they don't know what they're doing. Hopefully it isn't a bad one.
The emperor has no clue.
Yeah, hopefully it isn't like a super bad one, although a lot of the stats are saying it probably will be. So, yeah, once that happens again, because, I mean, we're not about to go another 10 years without anything happening in the stock market.
Yeah, come on.
Like anything negative. We're going 20 years with a bull market. I mean, hey, if so, that's good news. I don't know how it's possible.
Yeah. That's how we should start our conference from now on. Raise your hand if you think we're never going to have a bear market in the stock market ever again in your lifetime.
We're putting that as a note. And the reason why we say that is because, again, we've only seen Bitcoin in a bull market traditionally. We haven't seen crypto in a bear market traditionally. Bitcoin's always references that. He's on point with that. We never seen Bitcoin when the traditional market is bad, people.
If people start moving money.
So, in $21 trillion in debt. You know, we talked about that before. So, yeah, this is, again, these are bullish signals. It might take some time, but you have to understand when it happens, if that market does shake, if it starts going that bull run, this next one is going to be huge, people. And if you're not in it when it happens, you have wasted all your time at this point. So
yeah, decentralized said can't have a bear market when it's all dead market. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
If it all goes away, then we just all be here bartering. I got a cow and some land, so
keep your gunpowder dry and keep animals in gardens.
I know, right?
IBM's tiniest computer is smaller than a grain of rock salt. Oh wow! Look at this picture. This is a computer. All right, so what's going on this computer here? What's going on, IBM?
Well, this news popped up literally like 3 minutes before the telecast. Had to make sure we slid this in there because IBM has been working on blockchain technology for the past 5 years, maybe even more. That's when they said they started working on it. And the technology they're using is to record, you know, I guess different items in your house, your toaster, your oven, whatever. This is the start of the Internet of Things. And if they're using the blockchain to record it, it's an immutable ledger that records who had it, who owns it, where it was at, where it was shipped, which that can have, you know, kind of positive and negative connotation because if it's IBM that owns it, then they have a central ledger and they can possibly turn over, you know, that information to a regulator or some type of agency. However, some people say from the technological standpoint that if you have small computers that can track stuff, you have better shipping, you have less loss of items. You actually have a more broad network of things working together. And like I said, the Internet of Things is coming. And this is, in my opinion, a very big step. However, like I said, it's one of those things. It's kind of scary when you think about it. You can put a computer that small. They already have them so to say.
That's going to be the bees.
Using blockchain.
Drone bees and stuff.
Exactly, yeah. But using blockchain technology, it is pretty secure. You can't roll back, you know, how stuff are. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes, but that's pretty big news there.
That's huge news.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we see where the future is going. It's been like the running jokes, the TV shows, the sci-fi thrillers and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's here. It's here. I mean, you literally have a computer chip the size of a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
You can put that. You can put a camera on that thing, people, and put it somewhere. And it's like, you know,
voice record.
Yeah, all that stuff. So again, it's good for technology. It's kind of scary to know that big companies already have it. I always tell you when these things come out, it's like, you know, military's already had it. They've been experimenting with it. So we're getting things like 5-7 years later.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows what's in store, you know? But it's definitely exciting.
Yep. But before blockchain, they couldn't have it on a ledger that they can all record for all time. They can keep it forever. So, yeah, scary stuff. But that's technology for you. It's usually scary when it comes out. We'll see how they do from here.
Right. Mm-hmm. Let's see. P-Man Van, I like this comment. I was never against paying taxes, but I see all the corruption and mishandling of my money that makes me want to not pay it. That's what it really is. Yeah. No one's really against paying. I don't think there's really a lot of people, hey, we need this money for fire department. We need this money for roads, policemen, all this other stuff. No one's against really paying taxes. It's what's right now has been coming along with it.
Yeah.
You know,
and how much. And
right. No one wants to pay taxes and watch a government bureaucrat make away with, you know, a lifetime of medical care that they don't deserve or something. You know, or a bank getting bailed out for billions of dollars and giving each other raises and stuff. That makes no sense.
Buying solid gold toilets. Like, come on, man.
Right.
Where's my tax?
Right. It's always like bad neighborhoods, even bad neighborhoods, they pay taxes. Bad neighborhoods don't want to pay taxes, then get harassed by the police, you know? People don't want to pay taxes and see that money mishandled or misused. So it's not about paying the taxes. It's about how they're doing it. So my thing is already people pay tax with fiat currency. Again, it's been mismanaged. We've seen what's happened. The numbers speak for themselves. $21 trillion in debt as a country. So to continue throwing money down something that isn't working makes no sense. Not saying I won't do it. I'm just saying it makes no sense. So we should have a duty as citizens to pay for things, but letting the middleman do it is all. Exactly. My thing is, hey, let's put taxes. Let's put every dollar, every cent we give to the government, let's put it on the blockchain.
And then see where it's really going.
And see where it's going. But I guarantee you they are not okay with that. That's real. You talk about decentralized percentage, that's the real thing. And we started tracking all the money globally that every citizen, every country paid to their governments and exactly where that money went. That's the real problem. And I think the government's smart enough to see that happening as well, which is why they're like, we need to cut this thing up immediately before it gets
some private blockchains over here where we can edit them and fork it off and change the data, because I'm sure they're going to have that in place just in case. Yeah,
Makande Pachanta, you see what a lot of people don't know is that they can choose what their tax money is going towards. Not really. I get what you're saying. You kind of can, but in order to do that, you need one or two things. You either need somebody lobbying for you 24/7, which costs a lot of money, or you need a lot of people meeting 24/7, which costs a lot of time, money, or other resources. But no, it's kind of easy not to do it.
Yeah, most decisions are made in a room with 12 to 50 people sitting there that vote on it. They're not thinking about you, man. They are not thinking about you.
Definitely not. All right. So for the free Bitcoin day, what are we doing?
Oh, yeah. So this IBM subject is very interesting. Let us know your thoughts. How do you think this will affect blockchain technology as a whole? How it will affect IBM? Leave your public address, and we'll send that free Bitcoin to the winner. Make sure you put it on YouTube.
There we go. And, of course, as always, we love constructive criticism, people. So if some more things you'd like to see in the show, we're still developing it. We're bridging it out. We're going to be on Twitch here soon. As I already said, D2. We just got on Steam it. We'll be on iHeartRadio hopefully by the end of this month as well, or beginning of next month. So we're slowly rolling things out. Shout out to Alex G, who's hooking up a lot of YouTube and social media stuff. Antonio, who's been helping out. Crypto Q, thank you. He's been helping out here on YouTube, moderating, as well as a Facebook group. You can check out our Facebook group and get all types of news, updated news and information there as well, people. And then, of course, everything you need should be in the show notes. Anything else?
That's all for me.
Until then, of course, you can hear us on our podcast right here in the bottom left corner. As you can see, Spotify, Google Play Music, Apple Podcast app. And until then, we will see you all tomorrow. Good day, Crypto Warriors. Cheers.
Have a good one.
All right.